Have you ever wanted your own TV show? Have you dreamed of showcasing your talent for the world to see? Well, now you can. Have your own TV show. You can have your own 30-minute show. Not only will you be seen in the Detroit area, but you can be viewed worldwide. Be seen on WHPR Detroit Live, Comcast Cable Channel 91, on the web at TV33WHPR.com, with the TV33 app, on Roku, Google TV, Apple TV, and on Amazon Fire TV. Act now. Time slots are limited. Sign up today and get a free replay with the purchase of your time slot. For more information, call 313-868-6612. Visit our studios and receive a free TV interview to promote your business, church, or organization by appointment only.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and that Muhammad is his messenger and exalted Christ. I open with the greeting words of peace. Assalamu alaikum. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan says that Assalamu alaikum, which means peace be unto you, is a better greeting than hi, for the black man and black woman have been high in the wrong way for too long. He says it's a better greeting than hello because hell has always been low. And since being in America, we have been in a state of hell and we've been very low. He said it's a better greeting than good morning or good evening. For since our foreparents landed on the shores of North America, we have never truly had a good morning or a good evening. So assalamu alaikum, which means peace be up to you, is the best greeting because it is me as a Muslim wishing you, who I give the greeting, wishing you peace. And don't we need peace in a time like this? I want to thank TV33 and R.J. Watkins for this great avenue of communication, WHPR. I thank all of our great people in the city of Detroit and Highland Park who have continuously supported the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and supported our ministry here in the Detroit area. I come to you today, brothers and sisters, to say that we are living in a very serious hour. We are living in a very serious time. We, you and I, are living in a very serious hour in the history of the world. Serious, meaning grave. Serious, meaning sober. You can't walk in this hour in a drunken state. You got to be sober in an hour like this. It's so serious in this hour that if you go to sleep, you may not wake up. Many felt great. Many had future plans. On August 22nd, 2005 in New Orleans. But the next day, August 23rd, Hurricane Katrina hit, leaving 1,800 people or more dead. September 11th, 2001, many went to work expecting it to be an average day. Just a regular day. They woke up, they washed up, they put on their clothes, and they went to work. Little did they know that those planes would be hijacked, causing havoc, leaving almost 3,000 dead. 2020 started off regular. But out of nowhere, a virus popped up. You saw people die. I saw people die. We had family members and friends who passed away. And now over 300,000 deaths later, here we stand. Oh, it's a very serious hour. What is your point Minister Troy Muhammad. My point is that for any of us, tomorrow is not promised. The next moment is not promised. The next second for you, for me, is not promised. The man that I'm blessed to represent to you today, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, gave his last public speech right here in Detroit, Michigan, at the Cobo Hall Center. They renamed it. The date of that message was February 23rd, 2020. I want all of us to go back and listen to that message. It was titled The Unraveling of a Great Nation. A message, did you hear me? Titled The Unraveling of a Great Nation. This message was given a few weeks before the virus hit. And since that time, we saw businesses close. We saw schools shut down. We saw entertainment venues shut down. A government shut down and then attacked by its own people. We have seen hundreds of thousands of people die. As the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan spoke, we saw the unraveling of a nation. I don't have to prove it to you. You saw it. He don't have to prove it to me. I saw it. You and I, me and you, we are here and we stand as a witness to this. While at the same time, we have our own personal issues, our own pains, our own challenges on our block, in our homes, in our families. Yes, sir. We have personal issues, personal struggles, bills due. And you didn't get your stimulus check. That's right. Violence, poverty, abuse, murder on every corner. Yes. See, it's an unraveling on all levels. From the streets to the suites. From the top to the bottom. Right. Unraveling taking place everywhere. So the logical question for each of us who are listening today is, how do I prevent my own unraveling? How do I prevent my own self from falling apart? How do I escape the fall as everything else is falling around me? How can I help my children? How can I help my mother, my father? How can I help those who I love? Or for some of us who have fallen already, how do I get back up? That's right. These are serious questions. I was listening to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan this morning, and he said that your whole mindset has to change. If you want to conquer in a world like this, you have to have the mind of a conqueror. He said, if you want to conquer in a world like this, a rough world, a hard world, a world that we came in and we didn't have instructions when we got here. You didn't have an instruction written on your back telling you what you should do and how you should do it. Right. So it's like we're all trying to find our way in this world. We all in darkness with flashlights. And the hope is that somebody will come next to you with a bigger flashlight to help lead your steps. Right. So it's a rough world. It's, things are hard. Times are tight. So he said, in a world like this, you have to have the mind of a conqueror. Conqueror, meaning one who wins in war. Conqueror, meaning one who overcomes an adversary. Well, as a people, you and I, we are at war. We're at war with everything going on around us. But the bigger war is that we're at war with ourselves. See, it's something going on in you. That if you can win the war that you're having within yourself, then all the other wars would be satisfied. You go to the church and you hear the story of Adam and Eve. That's taking place inside of you. One who disobeys God against one who submits to God. Sodom and Gomorrah is taking place inside of you. Noah and the ark is taking place inside of you. The scriptures mean nothing if we can't apply them to our own lives. Right. So a conqueror is one who wins in war, who conquers and defeats an adversary. And we stand today as a people at war and in war. As an individual, anything working to bring you down is an adversary. COVID-19 is an adversary. How do you defeat it? Wearing masks, washing your hands, social distancing. You notice I didn't say getting a shot. That's right. Or taking a vaccine. That's right. See, we don't trust those who have historically been against us to put anything in our body. So we're not taking a vaccine, but we'll wash our hands and we'll wear our mask and we'll socially distance so that we can defeat the enemy called COVID-19. Now, that's just a backdrop, right? That's just an additional adversary to the black man and black woman of America. In the hood, we have many more adversaries. Right. You got drug houses in the hood. You got these weed dispensaries going up in the hood. You have alcohol on every corner, violence, unhealthy foods. All this is opposition. Right. Not to mention the opposition that you have brewing inside you. As we were taught wrongly in our school system. The minister called the school system the killing fields because it kills our mind and our desire before we get of age. We have people setting up shop in our communities, preying on us. Now, I'm not referring to the average, the immigrant who comes in and wants to set up a business. There's nothing wrong with that. But you have a group who sit down and they say, hey, they like malt liquor. Right. They like grape soda. They like barbecue chips. They like Newport cigarettes. So every store you go in, they have the same things because they've sat down and discussed with one another what's needed in the black community or what the black community desires at this point, being in a fallen state. Because what we need is healthy food. What we need is, good stores, clean buildings. But instead, because we don't have the right mindset, the opposite is true. Adversaries, police gunning our children down. Adversaries, we gunning one another down. The scriptures of the Bible talking about Babylon says a habitation of devils, a place for every impure spirit and unclean bird. That's America. That's right. That's our community. And here you and I stand in the midst of it all. When looking at it, as it is, it can be depressing. When you just sit back and look at our condition, man. And you don't consider that we started this thing 400 years behind, but we're slowly catching up. But when you look at it, look out your front window, it can sometimes feel depressing. And you say, it's hard out here. I didn't get my stimulus check. Right. You say, the coronavirus here. What we gonna do? Depressing talk. But I'm here to tell us that when you and I know God, when we know Allah, depression ceases to exist in our lives. And as a student of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and the honorable minister Louis Farrakhan, when I speak of God, when I speak of Allah, I'm not speaking on some formless spirit floating around in the sky. The pie in the sky after you die, teaching. No, I'm teaching about a God who wants to give you something sound on the ground while you're still around. We're not talking about spooks in the sky. I'm not talking about the God that our former slave master introduced us to keep us submissive during slavery. That mystery God who you can't see until you die. Some preachers preach that you can't see God and live. That's foolishness. And I ask you to bring your preacher here to challenge me if he thinks he knows a better way. But what it means is that when you see God for real, the old you dies and a new you will come forth. No, I'm not feeding us the lie that some of our pastors still feed us today. No more of that. I'm talking about a God whose proper name is Allah, who has intervened today in your and my affairs. And who, as the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has said, shares himself with us.
That's right.
Shares himself with you and I. Isn't that beautiful? See, your enemy taught you that God was in the sky.
That's right.
He said, man, he's in the sky. He's on the clouds. And if you want to talk to him, you just get on your knees and pray. And one day, after you die in heaven, he'll reward you for everything that you did on earth. See, they taught us that lie when there was no planes. But now we're in planes now. We can look down on the clouds, and none of us can say that we've seen this heaven that the white man taught us about.
That's right.
Your Bible reads, "Know ye not that ye are the temple of God, and the Spirit of God dwelleth in you?" Oh, brothers and sisters, this is why I'm so thankful today for the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, and you should be too, because he uncovered the lie of the former slave master by presenting us, you and I, with the truth. Oh my God, truth is so wonderful because it says that the truth will set you free. And when you understand this truth as taught by the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, it'll set you free. And it doesn't require you to change your religion or to come join us. But what it requires you to do is really understand and know God. I don't care if you call him Jehovah. I don't care if you call him God. We call him Allah. But man, if he's who we all say he is, then he knows who we're talking about when we call his name. So don't get mixed up in that. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad once said that we're not as smart as winos, because a wino doesn't care if it's Mad Dog 2020 or Wild Irish Rose. He just cares that the contents of the bottle will get him where he's trying to go. Well, that's the way we got to look at our religion and our teachings. Are they going to get us in a better condition? The most honorable Elijah Muhammad wrote in the book Message to the Black Man of America that it is a knowledge of self that the so-called Negro lacks, which keeps him from enjoying freedom, justice, and equality. He also said that the knowledge of self and the knowledge of God is one and the same. See, the church is not God's temple. The mosque is not God's temple. The synagogue is not God's temple. But you, black man, you, black woman, who are watching this broadcast, you are the living temple of God, and his spirit dwelleth in you. So in order to win against your adversaries, to stand in a world that's falling, to overcome opposition, you just have to dig deep inside of the self and bring God out. He's sitting there. He's waiting there. I I've heard you say, let's write letters to get Kwame Kilpatrick out of jail. Let's write letters to get Bebe out of jail. Let's do these things. No, get God out of the jail. That is you. The pastor can't do it for you. Community leaders can't do it for you. The mayor can't do it for you. City council can't do it for you. The president can't do it for you. Your man, your woman, your husband, your wife can't do it for you. Only you can do it by looking in the mirror. And instead of seeing insufficient, instead of looking in the mirror and seeing not good enough, instead of seeing surface, see beauty, see strength. See ability in yourself. See God. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad said, every time I look at a black man or black woman, I'm looking at God. I want you to believe that. I want you to know that. But it has to begin with you looking in the mirror, then throwing away all the negativity that this world has produced in you. Been told we were no good. Been taught that we were a curse. Called nigger, called coon, called monkeys. Taught about a white heaven with white robes surrounded by pearly white gates. So much white going on that because we were black, we thought we were wrong. But the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan reminds us that we, as black people, are all right. He reminds us from the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad that the original man is the Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, God of the universe, that the black woman is the mother of all, as all DNA can be traced back to her. No, you're not a plaything. You represent the people created in the image and likeness of God. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches and has said, every time I look at a black man, a black woman, I'm looking at God, which should call you to look at yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror. You got eyes to see, ears to hear, a tongue to speak, a brain to think. You have hands to bring into fruition what you think. My God. This says to me, and it should say to you, that Allah, that God gave you all the tools you need to overcome any and all obstacles in your way. This says that Allah, that God gave you all the tools to manifest his power in you. So get up, black man. Get up, black woman. Decide today, I'm going to win. I'm going to succeed. Decide today, I'm going to conquer all opposition in my presence. I will do it by working to manifest God, whose proper name is Allah, not just in my words, but also, more importantly, in my actions and in my deeds. That's what we're missing. If you got a church on every corner, but the condition of the community is in the gutter, this means that words are being spoken, but actions and words aren't being produced. And this is not a knock against any pastor, because some of our pastors I know personally are doing a tremendous job and a tremendous work. But we can't be a religious community of just talk. That's right. Yes, I pray, but after prayer I get up and go to work. Yes, I can go out and protest, but the greatest protest is when we protest ourselves to be better today than we were yesterday. Protest ourselves to get up a decent and safe place to stay. How do we do that? Because that's the thing, right? How do we make our community the heaven that we were taught about? We do it by letting go and letting God. By letting low self-image go. By letting laziness go. By letting inability go. By letting the love of our oppressor go. By sitting our old self down while giving ourselves up so that God could stand up in us and through us. That's the ultimate thing. That's the ultimate goal. To be able to say, like Jesus said in the scriptures, me and my Father are one. See, when God stands up in you, there is no fear. When God stands up in you, the violence in our community ceases. When God becomes present in us, then this environment that is choking us out, killing our children, destroying our people, when God is present in us, then that environment transforms and will change. The process to do this is called Islam, as taught by the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. It's a beautiful teaching of Islam, as taught by the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, as Islam means submission to do the will of Allah. I'm out of time today, but I'm on time. But I want to go into the teaching of Islam as taught by the most honorable Elijah Muhammad next week, same time, same channel. I thank you for listening. As I greet you in peace, we say it in the Arabic language, As-salamu alaykum.